and it showed the
Yeah.
perfect diagram of one of the brushes that I had from previous.
Okay, so what's your what's your problem again?
Oh man, I don't want to have to fucking redo this whole course over, man. Oh my god, this course is ridiculous.
No, I feel you. So, what's your initial problem? Repeat it again. I think I'm following you, but just repeat it for me one more time. Your specific problem.
All right, I'm trying to lay down a strip of fairway that goes
Okay.
into the green on 12. Now
Okay.
I had deleted the whole hole because I laid out the second half a little. I laid it off for two different waypoints, so it wasn't lining up, and I caught it. So I said, all right, let me just go back. I'm good. I got 11 holes, pretty much set, with some tweaking. I got some tweaking stuff. But anyway, I get to 12. I go to drop the fairway down, lay out the second part of the fairway, going up into the green, and it won't let me put it in this one area. So I took the fairway, I took the circle, just put a big giant fairway circle right down in that, and it showed a perfect diagram of a brush that I had previous.
Yep. So let me ask you: when you used your circle brush, did you use the red brush or the blue brush?
When I deleted everything,
Well, when you went in and you started sculpting the ground around there, did you use the red circle brush or the blue circle brush? You know how when you scroll through brushes, it'll have red and then it'll have
yeah.
blue? Do you remember which one you used? I'm going to guess you used the red brush.
I don't think I've ever used a red brush.
Okay. That might not be it, but I
I
have
might have
seen
done
that
it by
issue
accident,
before.
but
But
this man, I wish you had 2 minutes to look at it, man. I could show it to you in a second. Like that could be nuts. Uh you could tell it was a brush from the previous fairway that was there that I deleted.
yeah.
You could see it because what I did is I filled in the whole area around it with I just took a circle, blew it up really big, dropped it over that area where I couldn't lay down the fairway, and it was a perfect diagram of one of the other brushes I was using, but
Gotcha.
I had to delete it. So I'm
Okay.
like, once I went back to fix, now I could put sand there. I tried everything. I could put light rough there, heavy rough there. I can put anything I want but fairway, and that's the part of the fairway that goes right up into the green.
Right.
I mean,
Um,
you're not gonna play on it because you're not gonna hit it anywhere near there. One, my pin placement's gonna be to the far right of the green anyway, because that's what the site's showing me. And you'll never play on that fairway, but it's gonna look stupid as shit if I don't. I'm just like really pissed. I
right.
tried everything, Chris. I lowered it. I pulled the fairway way up into the air, just like 90 feet, just to see if it would pop in. Maybe because it was an elevation thing. Maybe it was just
Man.
glitchy or something. That didn't work. I've been trying for 2.5 hours.
And you've tried flattening everything else around it?
Yup. I just flattened it, lowered it, put it underwater, saved it, pulled it back up. I mean, when I say I've been on this for 3 hours trying to figure it, and I just got fed up and started working on another course of mine, on Louisiana a little bit, and then I says, wait, I'll just wait. This guy will be back from vacation sooner or later. I'll just fucking see if he knows if it's ever happened to him or
Yeah, I've
I've
never
never
had
seen that
that
like this.
happen before like that. I've had some screwy things happen on other things, but not exactly what you're describing.
Yeah, I don't know why it
Um,
won't let me put fairway down. Everything else will lay there. I can put anything else I want there but fairway.
wow.
And this puppy's, I mean, I've got it, potted, like 90% potted up into that hole and everything. I was like, oh no.
The only other thing that I know that you might be able to try is change the name of it and publish it as something else. You can put whatever beta do not play, and then you know how to go into your published
Go
courses and
back
save
in
it
and
to
edit it.
local. Yeah. Go in and do that to where it saves to your local. Go back, change the name of it again, save it so it's as it is, man. Because that's the only thing I can think of to fix that. Otherwise, you're stuck redoing the course, man.
Oh Fucking hey.
This is one reason why I've almost quit designing on PS4. I'm actually in a stream right now. I'm going to start doing a stream on how I design because people have asked me to do it. So I'm going to start doing that, but it's only because I've got time to kill and don't feel like messing around the PC right now. And it's easier for me to stream off of PS4 than it is off of my laptop, as it
Yeah, I hear
currently
you
is.
too.
But
That's what I'm saying. I laid everything. I had the entire 18 holes except for the 18th green, all laid out nice on the Highland because I use the Highland because that don't glitch. You know, I could build on that all day long and it won't fucking blue screen on me. You
right,
know, so and then when I started coming around the back nine. You know, I was like, all right, so let me just start. I'm gonna start potting a little bit. You know, do some potting, not totally, but you know, because I know there's going to be a truckload of trees to be putting in on this course. This
right.
course is it's tree heavy.
The only other thing that I can think of if that first suggestion doesn't work is you might move the entire hole. And I know that you're
I
doing an
tried, but the
RCR.
problem is it lines up with 17, 13,
Yeah.
well, where the two ponds are. It's just, oh yeah, it's at the worst spot of the course.
Wow.
Otherwise, it's gonna look stupid as shit. And I just won't put it out there if it ain't fucking on the money, dude.
Yeah, I would.
I'm trying to get away from, ducking around things, especially after the last course I put out that everybody's loving,
Right.
So I'm trying to get rid of that not finishing the courses the right way reputation shit.
Right. Well, Titan Eddie, he's actually in the stream, says won't lay fairway, take the red brush and raise that area with it. And that might be a suggestion. That's why I asked at the very beginning if you use the red brush or the blue brush when
So I
you
don't ever
were
use it
laying it in.
because I don't know what the red brush is.
Red brush, I almost never use it myself. It's really, in my opinion, meant for sculpting your land and stuff before you ever start laying stuff in. Once I start laying my actual courses in, I don't mess with the red brush at all. But you might take that red brush and raise that area up about a foot and flatten it there, and then you should be able to lay your fairway and go back in and raise and lower it with the blue brush.
With the blue brush. Because I could never understand what the difference was between the two. I see the color difference, duh. But one says terrain brush and the other one just says like flatten. I'm like,
Right.
so I
Well,
don't
no,
know.
they're just two different things. But to me, the red brush, it scales things in relation to the water level, versus the blue brush that is more fine-tuned type sculpting tool to me. But you know, like I said, I honestly haven't played around with it just a
Yeah,
lot
I don't.
because I don't like it.
I think I used the red brush once where I just took the whole grid and flattened the whole grid.
Yeah, you can do that, but even then, I've got like a template set up that's completely flat for RCRs, and I still do that or did that using the blue brush. What I did was use a bridge, like one of the bridge pieces, and put it like in the middle of my course, and then used the big
Yeah.
square, lowered that area right to the top of that, and that puts me about 10 feet above the water level. Flatten it, and then I just do that all the way across, and that way my entire plot is 10 feet above the water level. And then I can do an
Yeah.
RCR that way, but I only use that on RCRs. But
Yeah, I almost do the same thing you do. Not quite, but not the same distance. I do a little shallower, but depends on when I check the elevations. When I go through and I'll run I'll go on to Google Earth and I'll run the cursor across and check elevations and stuff, throughout the whole course before I even get started. So that way everything kind of lines up a little bit, you know.
right,
Especially if you got water at different levels. If it's not too much, it's only a couple of feet, then I don't really worry about it. But if
right,
it's 8, 9, 10 feet, then I got to really do some figuring out. Otherwise,
yep.
it don't look right.
Well, that's why
Ah,
I said I put it at 10 feet because it gives me a little bit more leeway
yeah, a little
into
more
when.
leeway. Yeah. Oh well, that was your trip, man.
Oh, can you ever complain about being in the Caribbean?
Well, hey, you never know, dude. You might have been in there through all that rain or something. I mean, shit.
I got rained on in Mexico, pretty good. But other than that, man, it's pretty.
Yeah, I mean,
That was
it's
it
just
was
the
pretty
time of
dry.
season. You get that shit rolling through.
Yeah.
You might have got rained on the whole entire time. No, you're not gonna
No.
complain. Believe me.
Yeah, we went to Grand Cayman and spent an afternoon playing on a course there called Britannia, which it's an okay course, but nothing special. But went there and then floated around to a couple more islands. Did some diving in Isla Roatan, Honduras.
Cool. Cool.
So then back to Cayman. So most of the time we spent actually in Grand Cayman, but there's a couple other places we hit and all that, and then came back. So all in all, it was pretty good.
I ain't been down that way in so long, man. I've been, lately been talking about going that way. I spent so
Yeah,
much time just to, just jumping
yeah,
across the border and coming back. Yeah, I was ready to lose my mind, Chris. I'm telling you. Oh boy. A lot of work into this puppy, man. I got so many hours in, it's not even funny because I just keep going back. I get bored. I go back to the front nine, and I'm always looking to try to make it, tweaking it, moving and playing with the greens because that website really gives you the slopes which way they're running, how fast they're running. Then I can check it with Google Earth, and
yeah.
it's actually coming out pretty. I was pretty happy with it so far. Of course, dealing with these tree issues, like you said, is just about the pain in the ass.
Right.
I'm using a couple of the pines that
If
don't
you
have any branches on
ever
them.
if you ever make the switch over to PC, man, I can swap files with you because I've got a lot of resources on that on PC. And while I
I've
have
been thinking
started
about
that
it, but
RCR on here, I've got most of it done on PC. And I could actually send you my file and let you look at it from there and compare it and get an idea. So,
you got most of what done?
Copperheaded Innisbrook.
Oh,
So, well, I've got it plotted in and kind of done. I haven't done any planning or anything on it, and I've just kind of let it go. You said that you were doing it and all that, so I wasn't going to redo it. So that was where I had an idea that I was going to make some changes to it and then just release it under an inspired by tag and call it Copperhead Road. And but there were some changes that I would make to it, and if I was going to do that, but. I don't know. I've just been kind of waiting on TGC2 to see what changes are made before I do any more RCRs. They're just too much of a pain in the butt. And because I've got that, I've got English Turn, and I've got Raven and
yeah,
Sandestin
like I
all
said, I
set
heard
in.
they were gonna. You got to republish your courses from TG. From the first game, you got to republish them again.
Yeah, but you're going to be able to upgrade them. So, but well, brother, I'm actually in the middle of a stream, so I am going to get started
Yeah,
with that. I got people
wanted
over
to just
here
hear what
hanging
you had to
out.
say
So,
about it. I'll try that red brush thing, see if it works.
I would
What are
try
you
that.
streaming now? What are you building?
Yeah, I'm just going to do a generic course based on a couple of, there's about 3 or 4 courses I've played in the Dominican Republic that I really, really like. And I figured, well, I'm
Oh,
just
that's
killing
cool.
time. I've got one course going on PC that I really like. But I'm not in the mood to mess with it right now because it's very intricate with some of the things I'm doing with retaining walls. So I was like, you know what? I've got this tropical course idea, so I'm going to get in and start on a tropical course and kind of give people an idea of how I design. Because I've been getting a lot of messages from people like, well, how do you do this? How do you do that? What's your method for doing it? So I figured I'd start a course and run it all the way through on PS4, streaming it on Twitch. So,
So how are
but
you? How does your tropical hold up?
I haven't even started it
Does
yet,
it
brother.
crash a lot?
Everything crashes for me on PS4. That's why I quit designing on
Really? See,
PS4.
that's the funny
Everything
thing.
crashes
Highlands
for
don't
me.
crash. That's why I build on it.
That's for me.
I won't pot on it because you can't. When
When
you change teams, it's just the trees get all whacked out. But as far as laying it all out, man, I can build all day on it. It's the only one. I haven't tried tropical yet though. So
yeah,
but
well,
for
for
real and
me,
lipstick, you might as well forget it. I can't get through nothing on that.
mine won't crash at all until I actually get all 18 holes done in because I don't plant while I'm going through. I do no planting whatsoever when I'm doing
No,
my
I don't
course.
either. I didn't. Yeah, I didn't start
So
playing until I had the 18th done.
once I get tee to green done on 18, it's like it immediately starts crashing, just not that often. When I start laying in
Oh
any kind of
wow.
planting or cart pass or anything, then it's you better save after everything you do or it's gone. So,
Yeah, I know. Been there, done that. All right, man. I appreciate the tip, man. I hit you back up.
okay. Right on,
All
brother.
right,
Anytime
brother.
I can help.
Yep.
Okay, guys. Sorry about that. He had caught me right as I started streaming, and I do a lot of stuff with him behind the scenes on RCRs. He's doing Copperhead course at Innisbrook, and it's a course I've played a lot in real life before they changed it and after they changed it. So I've been sharing resources and kind of showing him what's going on with it. Anyway, like I was telling him, I've been getting a lot of messages from people wanting to know how I do certain things and all that, and figured this is as good as time as any to just kind of start in. I was going to show people my method of how I go about building courses. Now, I'm going to tell you guys straight up, I'm not Canuck. I don't build a hole every 25, 30 minutes, and I don't have the same process at all. While I'm doing this, you guys over here to the right, if you want to ask questions, you're always welcome to ask questions. And I answer the best of my knowledge. There will be other designers that will be in and out that they can possibly add some input into it. You're welcome to give suggestions as I'm doing things, or just be part of the fun. I like communication. If you're on PS4 and you have a mic and a headset, you're always welcome to jump in party with me. We can sit and chat. Not a big deal to me. So just about having fun and just giving people an idea of how I go about doing things. So like I was telling him, I actually think I'm going to do a tropical course that I've had planned for a while and just haven't messed with it because most people don't seem to like tropical. But that being said, it's one that I've wanted to get out for a while now. And so I figure I just work through parts of it and see how it starts turning out. I'm a little bit I'm not going to say irritated. I don't want to say it in a bad way, but with the new standards that we now have in scheduling, it definitely limits where I can go with courses. I tend to be somebody that designs everything on firm greens, and seeing as how it's something that most people, or they're trying to get away from almost entirely, with the exception of special occasions, it's going to limit what gets played. So you really have to make a decision at the beginning if this is a course you want on tour, or if you don't care if it's on tour. Honestly, I will probably at the end go through and change this back to firm greens just because it's my style of designing, but I'm going to start out trying to do something a little bit different with medium firmness and about a 165 or so setting on green speed, and see if I can make any kind of challenge out of it. So instead of doing a completely flat plot on this one, I'm actually going to just use some auto-generated hills, and I'll go back and I'm sorry, lost my train of thought there. I'll actually go through and manipulate my terrain and make it fit, but starting out from scratch, it will sometimes give me ideas as to how I want to lay holes in. Boy, I'm just like completely brain farting. Okay. So that's where I start right there. I minimize everything. It's going to go ahead and generate my plot for me. Like everybody, you get these little spots like right in there that you can raise or lower as you go about it, to be honest. Sometimes I worry about it, sometimes I don't. Most of them are really small, I don't care about because they're going to be trimmed away anyway. Okay, just got a message from Aces Wild saying I'm the man. My first suggestion I gave to him actually worked, so glad I was able to help somebody today. Okay, so now that I've kind of got that evened up just a little bit. Gonna notice as I go through on this, just out of habit, whenever I'm on PS4 designing, I save all the frickin' time. Those of you that design on PS4, you get why. So I'll tell you what, let's go to the parrots, backdrop. I think we're gonna do this more like an island. I'm not going to do any changing on my lighting right now because once again on PS4, not so much. Just eliminate the potential for crashing as we go through. I get rid of all the plants, all the rocks. The majority of the planting that I do will be my own. Every once in a while, I will use auto-gen trees way off in the background. But all in all, I tend to do all my planting in between holes. Okay, going to mess with layout for a little bit. Oh, the necessary evils, the necessary evils. I'll go back and adjust speed once I start laying some holes in and start getting an idea of how things play. Let's see, let's go. We're in the Caribbean. Oh no, guys over the right. Should this be green and white or blue and white? Let's go blue and white. Since we don't have a white flag with blue lettering. Let's do this. I don't think I've ever used that color before. Fringe width, I'm going to take it down to pretty small. Just a reminder, we will be doing a live show tonight. It'll be Stay Puffed, Catcherman, and myself will be announcing the winner of the Summer Showdown Design Contest tonight at, I believe they decided on 9 Eastern Time, 8 Central. Just going to leave that straight up since we're not going to do that anymore. Those are good. Fairway width. Okay. So usually for my own, when I'm plotting stuff in, I do keep a little bit of width on the fairway. It'll become more readily obvious why I do it later on. It's so slow on PS4 compared to PC. It doesn't matter. Let's see, we're going medium firmness. I am going to make these a little bit firmer. I know we're going medium firmness on the greens, but there's a reason I want to put a little bit more firmness on this. I don't want them full firm, but I do want some movement on my fairways. No pattern. What am I doing here? Fairways? I'll probably go back and change that. And I just want a little bit of band of heavy rough when I'm laying this stuff in. T-box. Do I have a plan for this course? Yes, sir. Yes, sir, I do. Okay, so I have to decide if I want to use gold or if I want to use black. Yeah, well, let's use black for our tees on this one. Yep, this is I've actually, anytime I build a course, I tend to sketch it out quite a bit in detail before I get into it. I've got a notebook that's just filled with nothing but graph paper, and I will go through and at least diagram my greens the way I want my greens to be diagrammed, and then I will come back at a different time and actually work out my flow. I'm a little bit OCD on certain things, so I do have an idea of where all my stuff is going to be going on this course. It's just a case of getting it there. So we got that part of the layout done, so we're going to save. And here we go. This is where everybody's going to look at me like I'm crazy. Because, like I said, I do have, I actually started doing this when I was doing RCRs, but because I do sketch out almost everything that I do beforehand, I know where I want everything to be. So I grid off my plot. And this way I can make sure I can fit everything I want to fit on here. Doesn't mean I won't have adjustments and stuff along the way, but go here. Okay, this is going to be halfway point, should be 1093.62. Come on, come on. So I do that corner from that corner. So now you can see I've cross-hatched it right there. I'm going to do the same thing on this side. And voila. So now you can see I've got this gridded out. And what this will allow me to do, I started doing this when I really started working on RCRs. And the reason that I started doing this was that in order to get my layout and make sure that I could scale everything the way I needed to, I could use the same diagram over a course in Google Earth, and it would allow me to look at where holes were based on the line, start measuring out, and then I could measure between holes and everything else, and it would allow me to get everything accurate. So it's definitely not, necessary. I just like doing it because it gives me my dead center, and then it gives me my dead center edge to edge off of it. So like on this course, I know for a fact that I'm going to have my front 9 probably all over on this side. My back 9 is going to all be on this side, and I'm almost going to split it in half, dead even. With my clubhouse, that's going to go somewhere right in here. And then what I'll end up doing is I'll end up building a hole out from there, and it will. You'll just have to watch and see. I'll take away part of the edging and everything on there. So that's going to be my clubhouse area. And then it's going to allow me to line everything up. I already know that I'm going to want to have my practice area. It's going to be like down through here. Hole 9 is going to run next to that almost up to the clubhouse. My hole 1 is going to be like starting over in here. And it's going to bend out, going back. I'm not going to place the clubhouse now because I'm actually going to have to start with hole number 2 and hole number 18 and work backwards by my distances. That will once again make more sense here shortly. And then I'll place some other things in and around. What can I say? I'm goofy. So I actually am going to start with hole number 2, which how do I want to work this? Well, it's not really going to matter, I guess, in the end. I've got that relative to where it's going to be. So I think hole number 2, we're going to place about right in here. Be patient. This is always where it takes me the longest to kind of get started here. Why would I start with a washroom? Why would I start with a washroom? Okay, now I've got going what I actually want to do right here. This is going to give me a little bit of perspective. So we got it. Okay. So that's actually going to give me room over here to work on that one. That one. On my original diagram, I actually had this set to run 403 yards, but since we're no longer doing firm and fast courses, I've got to play around with the distance a little bit more so that not every single thing about this course is dropping it right next to the damn hole. It's going to be that. I'll tell you what, we're going to go here. It's going to give me that area right there. It's going to give me my fifth. And yes, I know a lot of this part of it is not that interesting, but unfortunately, it's how I do things. Hey, what? I better go ahead and do my ninth. It's going to be a 438 yard par 4. And I'm actually going to want to start it back over here. Oh crap, that's not going to leave me enough. enough room right there for what I want to do. Or will it? It might. Nope, it won't. Damn it. Damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it. Okay, here we go. Like I said, you guys are welcome to ask questions wherever you want to over there on that side. It's a very boring, tedious part of it, but I have my reasons for doing this. Guess what we can do? If that's there, let's do this. Let's actually make this a really short par 4. Let's do it like 336 yards on this one. Okay. Okay, that'll give me holes 1 through 9. I'll actually move this more up right here. I think with 18th being my finishing hole, I want to lay that one in there first. Because it's actually going to be Here along the coast. Take hole number 10. What do I want to do with this? What do I want to do with this? Sorry about that. I had a quick email on my phone I had to answer. Oh, this is going to get tricky. This is going to get tricky. Anyway, guys, just got a quick work call, so I am going to have to jump off for about 30 minutes or so. I think what I'll go ahead and do is stop the stream. When I start it back up, I'll have all these lines and stuff done so you guys don't have to watch me how I do this, because I think to make it fit, I'm going to have to run it corner to corner across this line right here rather than run it across here the way that I had it. So it's a little bit annoying, but that will save you guys from having to sit and watch that, and then I'll actually be ready to go in and start laying in the holes. So anyway, thanks for tuning in. I'm going to try to be back. It's 2:30 my time now, so I'm going to try to be back shortly after 3.